Yeah, man. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mambo. Back again with the Big Dog Command Room. You know, a lot has happened today. I didn't even expect. I was excited about this reflection just in general because I don't know. I did some notes and I was happy about our little 3-game winning streak. But then a whole bunch of stuff just happened, you know what I'm saying? And now it's even more stuff to talk about. So let's get into it, man. Before we get into that though, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna say that in the beginning of every video, at the end of every video, till y'all start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Tell your friends about it. Even if you don't even know me, get to know me. You know what I'm saying? I like to want to build a community with this, you know what I'm saying? And have some people to, hang out with and get to know as fellow Redskin fans, Commander fans, whatever you want to call us. We sharing the joys and laughter and pain of this, thing called burgundy and gold. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's. Before we get into that, I forgot it was week 5. See, I forgot that it was the week 8 reflections. So, you know what that means if you've been watching. I'm gonna be right back. So yeah, week 8 reflections. You know what it means. You know what it is. I got the Redskin cover. I got the trash can. And I got myself. Your boy Mambo, Big Dog Command Room. Let's get into it. So man, this game with the Colts, man. I wouldn't even say it's like a Terry revenge game or whatever. It was supposed to be the Carson Wentz revenge game. But I really like this storyline a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Terry coming home, to his hometown, had season tickets and stuff like that, and being able to come in here and come into the stadium and stay undefeated, bro. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. BF, 1, 2, 3, 4. BF. He's 5-0 playing that stadium. I don't know, something special about that, bro. That's really dope, man. Like you go in and just be like, yo, y'all can't beat me here. It don't matter who you put me up against. It don't matter. When I think 2 championships in high school and 2 games in college, and now finally in the NFL. Friends and family there, 70 friends and family there. To celebrate with him. I'm hearing I think John Com and Bram Weinstein was talking about after his press conference, he left out and his whole family was out there celebrating for him. And I even though I wasn't there to experience it, it's just really heartwarming to hear that, because I've had experiences when I played football, and my parents got to see me play and really go off, because I finally found a position that was that worked for me, playing running back, and it was the best feeling ever to just being able to just break off some. I had a really good game, break off some really good runs, and my parents was able to see me, and after the game, I just remember being able to go up to them and just hug them and just felt so proud. So I can only imagine that feeling. I'm getting emotional just thinking about that, which is random, but that's not what we're talking about. So yeah, man. Everybody's been complaining the last 3 weeks about how we've been winning. I don't care which way it comes, any kind of way, as long as we do it the right way. We ain't cheating and we ain't not doing stuff legally or whatever, illegally. I don't care. We won 17-16. I don't care. We won by 1 point. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way we won. You couldn't write it even better than that. I mean, the only way it could be written any better is if Terry actually scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But he still brought us in range to score that touchdown. So that combination of Tim Taylor and Terry, man, and then this back-to-back weeks where it's like they was talking about in the shout out to John Kahn, like his report. They were talking about like this like these just two regular guys, man. Taylor Heineke is just such a cool dude. Like he's so chill, so humble, and it's like he understands, you know, that he really wasn't. He's not even supposed to be here. Not even supposed to be in position and stuff. And so it's like and he's very real. Where it's like he understands. If they choose to get a better quarterback or try to get a better quarterback, he's not gonna be mad at it. But he's gonna be ready for his opportunity, like when it comes. So. And then it's like, he's just a cool dude, bro. He just seemed like he's like really fun to hang out with, like, what I'm saying, just in general. You seen it with the DC jacket, like, a couple weeks ago, like Northeast, Southwest, like, Southeast. I love that, man. He's a cool dude, bro. Love how he balls out. Love how Terry balls out. But I was saying all that to say, they're just regular guys. And then this is 2 weeks in a row where like they got to play their hometown, like or favorite childhood team that they used to root for, and be able to beat them. So Taylor with the Green Bay Packers and Terry with the Indianapolis Colts. So it was really dope, and I was just speechless after it because I didn't expect us to win because it was like it was setting up for a classic, like let down. Like it was like that fourth quarter, that last drive. It was giving me a lot of Tennessee vibes, like Tennessee Titan vibes, how we did that last drive. Because it wasn't like, I was thinking like, it's not like we're not able to like drive down the field. It's just a matter, are we going to score or are we going to throw an interception? So I was feeling a lot of them vibes. I was getting anxious, especially when they scored that touchdown. Hines scored that touchdown. I'm just like, dang. Like, it's not looking good. And I started really feeling down, like, started getting down on myself. I mean, not on myself, but on like the situation, and like it just didn't look good, bro. So, but I'm talking back. Well, let's start from the beginning, man. I like how we got the ball to give early in the game, early and often. Like I like the little him just kind of releasing out, and it's not even like a check down. It's just like literally like there's the play, like. Run him out there and get him in an open space. And one day I hope he just catches one and just go to the crib and we be like, because like I want to see another like one of those plays like he did with the Bills. And I thank God that we didn't trade him. Like we kept talking about we're gonna trade Gibb. No, I'm glad we didn't trade Deron. I'm glad we didn't trade Gibb. Thank God. And then side note. I know I'm not a news dude, like, what I'm saying, not doing all that. I am so glad that we traded William Jackson because I'm thinking, like, I'm looking at days. I'm okay, October 30th, October 31st, November 1st. Are we going to trade him? November 1st, 3 o'clock. Are we going to trade him? I keep looking at my phone, waiting for a notification. And we finally get one at the last minute, like, what I'm saying, finally trade him. I'm happy about it because we finally got him off our hands, what I'm saying. I liked him when he was here the first year. This second year, I don't know what was going on. Only thing I have a problem with is like that we ended up giving up a pick. Like even though it was a 7th-round pick, it's just like, dog, we was really trying to get him off our hands. That we was just like, hey, if y'all really want him, please take him. Like we got here, have a 7th-rounder. Like what I'm saying. So I don't know, but like I said, like I told y'all before, I warned y'all, I'm very random. So I'm back on it. I like how we got the ball to give first, and he started, like what I'm saying. So it's gonna be interesting to see going forward, or they're gonna be alternating starts like between him and Robinson. But really, I think Gibbs should be the back. Like I feel like he's more experienced. And he just is more explosive. Like Robinson can be explosive too, but it's just like he still get his footing in the game, and the offensive line is not in the best condition to like be conducive for running and stuff like that. So we'll see. Terry had a major catch and run. It was crazy. I thought he was gonna go to the crib, like with that joint, like what I'm saying. Like the dude missed the tackle and he was gone. I want to see Terry do that. Like I haven't seen Terry go to the crib, like since his like first game, like against the Eagles. So that's gonna be fun when he does finally start getting that. I'm tired of Scott Turner's calls. I feel like we could have scored a lot more in this game. Scott Turner, like in these screens and this stuff, like his little jet sweeps and stuff like that. We don't have the line, especially the guards. Just in general, the line, like, but our guards and like also Trey Turner and Andrew Norwell, they can't block nobody in a screen game. You send them out on the screen, they're not gonna block anybody. They're just gonna run out there, like you literally would just have to like finesse and like use their body as an obstacle, like, because they're not gonna touch anyone. Like they're just gonna be out there, and then the person just gonna run around them. It's so annoying, man. Like, and he still calls them screenplays like they're going to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? They've been watching film on us every week preparing for this, and like, yep, that's they're gonna run. It's annoying. Trey Turner is back out there. He wasn't bad in pass blocking, but like I said, like when I was watching him the first couple weeks, like especially the Jaguars game, I'm like, bro, this nigga didn't go out here. This man ain't go out here and block nobody. He just was just out there, just taking up space. So I don't know. The line did all right, like what I'm saying. They still gave up a couple sacks. Like it was, especially the first drive. It was just like, oh, we starting off with a sack, a 3 and out. It was annoying, like but that's definitely an emphasis that we need to do when we this off season is get a whole bunch of. We need to get 2 guards. I like Sadiq Charles. I like Chris Paul, but we need to get 2 official tissue guards and a right tackle. Maybe put Sam Cosmi in there, like at right guard, or maybe draft a guard, and then we need to draft a tackle. But either way, we need to work on that. So it is what it is. But Taylor Heinicke had a really good game. He has his little deficiencies or whatever, like shortcomings, whatever. Where it's like sometimes he do some boneheaded stuff. But man, he was dotting some. Y'all need to go back and look at this game, like the whole game, how he was dotting stuff up. He had some good touch balls, like like to Curtis Samuel, a lot to Curtis Samuel, like 2 or 3. And it's funny because Curtis Samuel and Terry kind of play similarly. So when Curtis Samuel touches the ball, I'll be thinking it's Terry, but it's Curtis Samuel. So yeah, the defense started off good. They played good the whole game for the most part. No big plays. Bobby McCain was playing good. Like he was flashing and breaking up passes. Like he broke up like a 3rd down and forcing the punt, which was pretty good. Deron Payne, you need to pay that man. He got another sack, a fumble recovery, like and I think he didn't do a pass deflection, but it's just crazy, bro. And like I wish that we could figure out a way to get more interceptions. David Mayo had a perfect pick, and we could have just like easily, gone up by 11. If he would have just caught the daggone ball, like we would have been on their side of the field, and like could have scored again. Even at the least we could have been up by 8, like But it is what it is. Back on defense, Kendall Fuller, he had a play. He had a play against, I want to say that was Alec Pierce or what's his name, Michael Pittman, where he was out on the perimeter, like on the sideline. They threw the ball, but he did some weird kind of he got in front of the receiver and kind of fell off or whatever. I can't describe it perfectly, but it just if you just look at it, you be like, oh, pass interference, but they didn't call it. And you look at the replay and he grabbed his jersey, so he got blessed for the no call. And I'm not mad at it. They don't call stuff on us, so yeah. Then Jonathan Allen had a crazy tackle for loss. It was perfect for us, what I'm saying. I couldn't tell you the quarter. I guess I probably need to timestamp these things or whatever, but it was just notes that I was seeing. Like I said, uh, Duran, like, he had a forced fumble. I don't know if it was a forced fumble or not though. Like, uh, it just looked like Sam Elliott just lost the ball, but I gotta look at that again. The defense, like, just keep stopping teams like on their back against the wall, man. And I'm grateful that we finally getting the ball to bounce our way with stuff like, because usually, like, we force a fumble, but then they end up recovering and stuff like that, or we get the ball and then fumble again, and then the other team gets it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just dumb, like, But yeah, Scott Turner is probably one of the most creative, but uncreative. I mean, uncreative, but like not successful offensive coordinators I've ever seen. Like, he'll have a crazy play design and it'll like that jump will work perfect, but this is not the situation for it. Or you put the bad personnel in, or didn't have it. Just like they just be messing up. But I will give him this one. Like, he had a speed option with I think Brian Robinson was in the back, and no, Brian Robinson was on the side and Curtis Samuel was in the back, I want to say. And so, like, he handed it off to Brian Robinson, and then he did a speed option to the outside to Curtis Samuel, which I really like. I want to see more of those things. I like how he's been running Curtis Samuel the past couple of games, and like he needed to get back into that. I'm not mad for us. I think that was the second half. We went for it on fourth down. I'm not mad at that one because Brian Robinson got stopped. But at the same time, I feel like we could have called a better play. But it is what it is. I would rather us do that than just give the ball back to them on the punt and risk like them scoring again or whatever, because we was already behind. It was funny, like, how they always talk about Jahan Dotson always has a ball. He's always doing something. I just happened to spot Jahan Dotson on the sideline with a ball in his hand. So I was just like, good to see him. I really can't wait for him to get back on the field. I know it probably won't be this week, but next week, hopefully. Because we need all hands on deck, like going down the stretch of this these next few games. So yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting to see. And Chase Young is back practicing, so can't wait to get him back too. So yeah, St. Jude's got burnt really bad, but it wasn't like he was just burnt because he was slow. He's not the fastest corner in the world, but he's been keeping up with like Devontae Adams and dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? He's a solid corner, but also part of his success is like him being able to get his hands on receivers. And Alec Pierce had a great release, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even touch him. Like, he came off the release. I think he got inside release, and then he was just gone, like, and it was nothing he could do. He just was already he got inside release and stacked him, and then it was just like there's nothing he could do about that change. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that was what that was. But probably the second, the next play or the play after that was like, ended up being a forced fumble. So we just kept getting bailed out, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like we would do something to mess it up and then redeem ourselves. So I'm not mad at it. Ironically, the Colts, I wish it was our offensive coordinator, but the Colts offensive coordinator, he called a great game. Like, at least I feel like in the beginning of the game, getting the ball to Paris Campbell, getting the ball to different receivers in different ways. Like, it was a little creative in the beginning, but then I think they kind of stalled out. And they weren't aggressive as like going downfield, but I think Michael Pittman and Alex Pierce could be some guys that stretch the field, but they didn't really do that. I don't think they wanted to risk that with Sam Ellinger being in his first game, but that's not our problem. And then ironically he got fired, so yeah. That was just my nose. I thought he did pretty well in the first half. Second half, not so much, but it is what it is. The Colts defense is stout. Their front seven is really strong. Even their secondary is pretty decent. Like, I like Kenny Moore and I like Stephon Gilmore. Their defense is just all around is like pretty good. So could appreciate that. So I'm glad of we could have done better. Like, really, it's like it's more on Scott Turner than Taylor Heineke. Because I'm telling you, go back and look at that stuff. Taylor Heineke was dotting some stuff up. We just needed to continue our momentum on drives, and a lot of that has to do with play calling. So, but I feel like we did decent against for what it was worth against them. So with the Benjamin St. Juste play, I think the next play was Derek Forrest forced the fumble. So really happy to see that he's continuing making plays from last year and just like what he's been doing this year. So glad he's healthy. He looked like banged up or whatever in the Bears game, but good to see it. Next comment. Dang it, Jamin. Dang it. But then, the next thing, yes, sir. Good job, Jamin. Way to redeem yourself. I watched it again. He shot up the, I want to say the A gap, or just the middle gap, A or B, whatever. I want to say the A gap, and then came in and then made a stop. I think it was third and goal, and I think forced them to kick a field goal. Which is like, I'm just really proud of him for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna look like from that viewpoint I seen, like it's an amazing play. From like the replay play, it's not gonna look like a amazing highlight play, but it's a critical play that we needed. And just kind of building on that resume, and I'm proud of him. Next one, Rashad Wildgoose. Like, why? Why you keep grabbing stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not a strip club. Like, stop grabbing stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, he's been playing well, but it was like 2 plays, bro. It's just like you were in position. Just like, you don't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like I was saying earlier, the guards can't block anything on screens. They just go out there and just kind of just take up space, which is, I guess that's their new strategy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? The interception with Taylor Heineke, man, he didn't have to throw that. Like, he threw it in the triple coverage, like, to Logan Thomas, and I was like, why did he do that? But also, it was like a bad play call. It was like, yo, it was a little play action, like a lazy play action, with Gibbs on his side. He does the play action. You look at the defensive side, the camera or viewpoint perspective. The defense don't even budge. Like, they don't be like, oh shoot, it's a play action. They just like, they're still in their zones, disciplined, and waiting for the play to happen. And Taylor Heineke, instead of like, just throwing it away or just taking a sack or whatever, he just throwing it to, I think Gibb was out there. Like, even if you just throw it like behind him, like not leading him up the field so he can get hit, but behind him, you might gain some yards. Like, you know what I'm saying, or just running out the pocket. But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Instead, you just do that, like, and it's like, man, I feel like it was a bad play call and just a bad play by Heineke. Just a bonehead decision. But, like I said, the whole game was just redeemed. We were just redeeming ourselves. And it was pretty fulfilling to see the ending of this. Had another Armani Rogers signing. I want to see more of him. He looks very athletic, like he looks very fast. We got to design some more plays to get him the ball, just individually, not even on some just like, him just being open on a play set. You got to have some design plays for him. Like I said earlier, like, this drive, really, when we started on the fourth down drive, the last drive, it reminded me of the Titans game, and it had me very nervous. I'm just sitting there just like, yo. And luckily, my cousin's, like, TV was, like a whole 30 seconds faster than mine. So, like, when something good happened, like, I would know. Like, she'd be screaming, like, and, like, she's like, yeah, shit. So I'm like, oh, we must have did something. So I'm thinking, like, did we score? And, like, we just had a whole different outcome, man. Uh, so yeah, I think the first thing like I think it was like a fourth and something, 4th and 6 or whatever, or fourth and something. Like Heineke went out the pocket and passed it to Curtis Samuel. He had another one. It was like a 4th and 6, and he threw it to Curtis Samuel. That was a dot. Like, what I'm saying? The touch on it. Y'all need to stop sleeping on this man. Just because he doesn't have a rocket arm, like, doesn't mean that he's not a good quarterback, man. Like, that's the only thing you can say about him. Like, so, he threw it to Cam Sims. It was a great catch for Cam Sims. Thank you, Cam Sims. And then Taylor, like, like I said, 30 seconds in, my cousin's like, yes, yes, yes. I'm like, yo, did he score? I run in there. Like, no, they ain't score yet. And then I go back and I see the play. And then I see the replay of him. And this is like, I'm still watching the highlights, watching the replay of Terry catching this ball with Stephon Gilmore. And it just doesn't look like he caught the ball. It's just like, I still can't believe that. Like, not from the zoomed in version, but like the game like version of it, like when they actually show the initial play. It's just so crazy. Like, and I'm so happy that we have Terry. I'm so happy that he was able to make that play. It's just, especially on this event, like I was saying, like his family being there, him being in his hometown and everything. It was just amazing. And then over one of the top corners in the league, still, like, he just picked off and had a game-winning pick against Russell Wilson, even though Russell Wilson is not the Russell Wilson that we're used to knowing. It's still Stephon Gilmore, still a defensive player of the year, still like a solid corner, and Terry mossed him. And that's the second corner in a row that he's really cooked, like, Jair Alexander, now this guy, like, what I'm saying? So, Scary Terry got a couple, like, heads that then sliced off, and, like, he got in the collection, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Terry with the Halloween, victory, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Like I was saying in my last video, Taylor Heineke is our starting quarterback. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. He is. Enough said. No need to be confused. He's a baller. He's a gamer. He's a winner. Love that guy, bro. The team loves him. He just been that dude. Ever since he stepped foot, like on that first game when we played Tampa Bay, he's been that dude. And like, I don't know why we think we need Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or somebody to, like, be an effective team. Like, what I'm saying? I feel like the best option for us is to build around Taylor Heineke, make sure that we have stuff in place, like a good offensive line and like a great defense, and then, like, let him do his thing, like, what I'm saying? Because the reason why he makes bonehead plays is because he feels like everything has to be on him. The difference this year is that we have a better offense as far as weapons, and he doesn't have to do as much as he did last year because Curtis Samuel was injured. We didn't have Jahan Dotson. Logan Thomas was injured half the year. Like, he didn't have anything. But this year, he has no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's seeing the field better, making better decisions. Let me go back a little bit. Terry, it's his stuff. It's his city. It's his place. It's his house. Stop playing with him. He got 2 homes. He got 2 homes where he played football. FedEx Field and Lucas Oil Stadium. But he's still going to be wearing burgundy and gold. So they need to name the stadium Lucas Oil Stadium to Terry McLaurin Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Have a statue outside for him, even though he don't play for this franchise. But anyways, like I was saying, amazing win for us. We had momentum swings and stuff like that, but when we got momentum, we took advantage of it. We didn't let we didn't get too high, we didn't get too low. I never felt like, except for the fourth quarter, like, I never felt like we were out of it. It was just like a very just kind of even kill game, and we did what he did. Like, I feel like this team is so much tougher because the schedule that we had last year, we had some growing pains, we had some war wounds, boy. And it helped us, like, mold us to prepare us for this year. And I was thinking about that last year because it was like last year was such a hard season as far as like injuries and the schedule and the difficulty of it and stuff like that. But I was like, yo, this is gonna get us so much better. we played the best teams. Like we played the best teams last year, so it's like, best quarterbacks, best defenses. So it's like what can you throw at us that we haven't seen before? So, um, and we have a lot easier schedule this year. So it's like, once we kind of shook off the rest of whatever we had going on, like, I feel like we're in a better position that we can, do some damage now. Like, what I'm saying, especially the NFC East being a lot weaker than NFC. I'm sorry. Ironically, the NFC East is not weak right now, but the NFC is like, weak in general, and so like, we have an opportunity to really, do some damage. You know what I'm saying? We just have to take advantage of what's in front of us, one game at a time. Before I get to that, second week in a row, like I was saying earlier, Terry and Taylor, connect, for an amazing go-ahead play. I love that Terry to Taylor connection. I can't wait to see the Terry to Jahan connection. Even the Terry to Curtis Samuel connection is good. Like, I can't wait to see all our weapons get back. Like, we can get De'Ami Brown back. We can get Jahan back. We got Logan Thomas back. We got Cole Turner. All these dudes, man. It's like we have so many weapons. I be forgetting about these dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of weapons on offense. And it's like, it's only going to get better. So, can't wait to see that, man. Yeah, like I was saying, though, we've gone through a lot of growing pains the last few years. And we're still here, thugging through it, you know what I'm saying? And now I feel like we're in a space. Where, like, we're getting some good, fresh, new energy coming in. And, like, things are turning around for us, you know what I'm saying? Like even the news today with Dan Snyder, like they're saying Dan Snyder is possibly selling the team. It's just like ding dong, the wish is dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be the one to be all this oversized and excited about that, because I'm still in this place like I believe when I see it. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is a very significant sign, because I seen it. Shout out to Real Robinson. Shout out to Pedro. Shout out to Juan Gotti. Street Scores. Like, all of them, like, you know what I'm saying? But until I see that Dan Snyder has sold the team to so and so and so anybody but Jeff Bezos, that's just my opinion. I'll probably share that later. But, only thing I say with Jeff Bezos, I feel like it's a conflict of interest because he has an NFL contract, like a network contract with the NFL. So I feel like there'd be a conflict of interest. But I may be wrong. He may still be able to own it. I don't know. He may find a loophole or whatever. He got a lot of money, so. But anybody but him. But yeah, I saw that, like, I seen the first one. I seen Real Robinson, and I'm like, bro, he lying. Like, and next I look at it, and I saw Bank of America on there and stuff. I'm just like, oh yeah, so this is real. And I seen articles, all that. So it's a new, fresh energy coming in. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying how we feel. We feel the belief is back. Because, like, when we lost against the Cowboys, I want to say, and definitely against the Titans, like, we were just like, yeah, is this real? Are we really about to just tank this whole season? And like I told y'all, I was going to find out what video I was, like, kind of referring to about the 2012 season. Go back, y'all, hey, go back and listen. Go back and watch the week 4 reflection, where I kind of changed it up a little bit. I didn't really talk about the game that much. I talked about how, like, in the 2012 season with RG3, we had a rough start to that year. And then, like, we just started believing. I started wearing my gear more. And, like, we just started building. Not saying because I wore my gear that the season changed, but nah. But the team just started rallying behind RG3, and we just started gaining no momentum. Alfred Morris and all them, and we just went on this streak, a 7-game winning streak, to end up making it to the playoffs, winning the NFC East and making it to the playoffs. I highly doubt that we win the NFC East this year. I think that's going to the Eagles, but we have a very good chance to rattle off a good 6 or 7 games to be either 10-7 or 11-6. I want to be 11-6. That'd be really cool. But I really think we might at least be. I think we might at least be 9-8. You know what I'm saying? Knowing us, maybe 10-7. But I think it'd be really cool to be 11-6. But I'm feeling like 9 or 10, 10ish. And I was feeling that before the beginning of the season. Everybody was like, "Oh, we're going to 12-4, like 12-5." We would really have to go on a crazy streak. But I feel like it's possible for us to beat the Vikings. We gotta beat the Eagles at least one time. Like what I'm saying. I feel like the game could have been a lot better for us that first time around. It was just really the secondary. Secondary alone. We play the Texans. We should beat them. Let me look at that real quick. Real quick. Oh shoot, the Astros are winning. So we play the Vikings. Hopefully we can beat them. Figure out a way. You know what I'm saying, to beat them. I'm just scared. I'm not gonna talk about it. We could beat the Vikings. We could beat the Eagles. We should beat the Texans. The Falcons is a winnable game. Not saying that we're gonna win it. Hopefully we can split the Giants series. Maybe even sweep them. That would be cool. I feel like the 49ers is a tough team, but we could beat them, but it's still a tough game. We're not beating the Browns. No question about that. And then the Cowboys. We got to beat the Cowboys, dog. So I'm feeling like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, like 10-6. I mean 10-7. Sorry, 10-7. The way 10-7 or 11-6, at the best. The way our schedule's lining up and the way we're getting players back, in a good time, at a real time where we're catching momentum. If we beat the Vikings, and we come into the Eagles game with Chase Young, Jahan Dotson, De'Ami Brown, Cole Turner, Cole Holcomb, all of them coming back, Sam Cosmi, it's a whole different team. So I'm excited to see that. Not gonna get too far ahead of ourselves. Just saying, go back and look at the week for reflection. Tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying, and let me know if you feel the same reaction or the same feeling of just hope that we can really turn the season around and pull it a good playoff run. You know what I'm saying, to get to the playoffs. So let's get it, man. Last thing before I get to trashing this week. You know what I'm saying? Is I heard an interesting stat from I was watching some ESPN or Good Morning Football or something, and they was just we snapped a 76 game streak of losing when we were trailing 2 scores or more in the fourth quarter. So we were down 9 points. It was 16-7. And we scored a field goal and a touchdown in the fourth quarter. 76 games. That's a whole career for a player. Okay, before, let's do 76. I mean, I wouldn't say a whole career. I mean, it's almost 5 seasons. But that's a career for a whole running back's career. You know what I'm saying? An average running back's career. Or a cornerback or something like that. Like not saying an elite like player, but it's just like okay, I'm in the league, I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gone. That's like an average thing, but that's a long time, dog, to like not be winning in the fourth quarter when you down like that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like Josh Allen or somebody like that can just like they can just score at will. Patrick Mahomes, both of them like that playoff game last year, they scored 14 points in 10 seconds. Like so I'm glad we're breaking streaks, like what I'm saying, and changing the momentum of this franchise and this culture or whatever. And I'm excited to see what happens with going forward. Hopefully we can sell this team real quick so we can really celebrate. Cause I'm not really. I believe it when I see it. I'm not about to get too high on this thing, and be tripping and be mad like when he be like, "Psych, gotcha, gotcha, trick." Like what I'm saying. But that's me. But yeah, man. This was a great win, great all-around team win, great defensive win, great offensive win, great story. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for the Carson Wentz to not be able to get his revenge by his hand or whatever, but his vengeance is mine, says the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean he still got his revenge, he still won. Technically, so kudos. But yeah, man, we had time to reflect on it. We got time to be happy. We had time to be sad. I don't know what we was sad about, but Takeoff, yeah, not for real. That's not funny. For real, much love to Takeoff. And Amigos. Thank y'all for so much music. Like so many great experiences through college and just life in general. Hopefully Quavo and Offset, can come together for stuff. I know I'm random, but for real though, that really that's really something that like hits home, for so many people across the country, across the world, what I'm saying. They're just so iconic. I was just thinking about it today, they're like the most recent and the last kind of full group rap group that we've seen since I don't know he had Goody Mob, Outkast, and I'm naming old ones, but it's just I'm not trying to name R&B thing. I'm talking about rap groups the Hot Boys, probably the Hot Boys the last dudes what I'm saying, big timers and dudes like that what I'm saying. So it's just yeah, man. And regardless of whatever it was, a dice game, whatever it was, man, y'all be safe, man. Sometimes it's not even worth it just to be right all the time, what I'm saying, or feel the need to be right, or feel the need to save face and make sure that your reputation is always 100. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just better to just kind of see another day. I have no clue what happened there, and I have no say in it. I have no say in what, who or what should be done. I'm just saying y'all be safe and be wise out here, man. That's all. You know what I'm saying. Think about your families and think about keep a level head even if you're angry, and think about your future and what you had to lose and stuff like that. And rest in power to Takeoff, man. Much love, bro. Back to football. Yeah, man. This week has been up and down. You know what I'm saying? And we happy about the win, but what we do every week for the reflection. We got the trash can. We got the trash. Even if we win, even if we lose, we're gonna ball it up and throw it away and get on to the next one. We on to the Vikings. I'm gonna try to drop a video Saturday. If I don't drop a video Saturday, I probably won't drop one because I'm going out of town. But if I don't drop one Saturday, I will drop a post game to the game. You know what I'm saying? and hopefully we come out with the dub. So until next time, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out the week 4 reflection so you can see what I'm talking about, see what you feel, and tell your friends about me, your boy Mambo, in the Big Dog Command Room. Till next time, peace, love, and hair grease.